Hi everyone, Helen here from Bodywork-Pilates, and today we're going to do an upper body workout using some weights. So make sure you've thoroughly warmed up and that you've got a bit of clear space around you, and grab your weights. So I've got my lovely purple 3 kilos here. Drop the shoulders back and down, and all you're going to do is take the weight into the centre of the feet. So open up through the front edge of the hip, drop the sacrum down, think about slightly engaging the abdominals, keep the chin just drawn back a touch so the back of the neck is long, gaze is slightly up and out, and from here as you breathe out just lift the arms up and then breathe in to bring it back down again. So as you bring the arms up, try not to move the body. We don't want to feel like we're rocking the weight back or shifting the weight through the feet. You might notice as those arms come up, those abdominals just kick in a little tighter. Breathing out to float, just about shoulder height, and then breathe in to float back down again. Control in each direction. Let's do that 3 more times, dropping the shoulders down as the arms come up. Keep a firm but loose grip on the dumbbells. You don't want to strangle them. And then bring it all the way back down, lovely. From here, taking the arms out to the side, exactly the same stance, exactly the same considerations. As you breathe out, just lift the arms up and lower back down again. So breathing out to lift, breathing in to lower. That slight lift of pelvic floor, that slight engagement of those abdominals. If you're familiar with Pilates, just apply that slight Pilates corset. Keeping the weight centered, feeling that you're able to press the arms away from you to open up space in the joints as the arms come up. And again, only about parallel to the floor, only about shoulder height, that's all you need. Your weight should be heavy enough that after about 8 to 12 repetitions, it starts to feel like they're pretty weighty without losing any form. But obviously you'll just have to work with what you've got. Beg, steal or borrow. Just going to do 1 more of these. Breathing out on the lift, in on the lower. Lovely. Turning side on again, just so you can see what we're doing. We're just going to use the dumbbells now as a weight. And we're going to do a few little deadlifts. So a deadlift is simply a hinge forward from the hips, keeping the same line of the spine. It isn't necessary to go all the way down to the floor, but it's very important that you don't try to complete the movement by rounding over from the upper body. So a little softness at the knees, and we're just going to let the weights carry us forward. We only need to go to about the knees till you feel a little stretch in the hamstrings and through the glutes. And then contract, squeeze the bum as you come back up again. So just taking it forward, keeping that long line of the spine, keeping the length in the neck. So again, just be careful that you don't get to a point where you feel you need to start moving from the upper back. It's a long spine, the length at the front and the back edge of the body shouldn't change as you do this. We've still got the little corset wrapping around. We lengthen here, and then we squeeze to contract to lift ourselves back up again. So your bum should go nice and tight as you pull back up again. Just using the weight in the arms. Not really doing an upper body workout, gives the upper body a breather for a moment, just while we put some work into those big muscles of the lower body. Great exercise this, everybody should do these. And you will see people doing these with great big weights and much more aggressively, or you don't need to. Just as long as you can feel the effort in the back line of the body as you do this. Let's do 3 more. So long spine, abdominals slightly tightened, weight into the centre of the feet, avoid rounding from the upper back, and all the way back up again, lovely. Okay, so from here, we're going to take the hands to the shoulders, let's move back a touch, elbows out to the side, same standing stance. As you breathe out, press the arms up. So breathing out and in, breathe out and in. And again, drop the shoulders down as the arms come up. Keep that space around the neck. Controlling the movement on both the up and the down. Don't try and overdo things. Again, we're looking for perfect technique each time. As soon as you start to lose technique, then stop what you're doing, reset or move on to something else. Quality trumps quantity every single time. Those ribs stay drawn in. Let's do 3 more. And again, Lovely. All the way down, give those shoulders a bit of a shake out. Going to bring yourselves carefully down onto the floor. Okay. So carefully down onto the floor, knees bent, feet flat. Now, I always say this, but I'm going to say it again. If you're working with weights, whether it's dumbbells, a barbell, or a kettlebell, whatever it might be, and you take the weight above you, and you need to change position, you always bring the weight down, maybe onto the belly or onto the floor, adjust the hand, whatever it is. Never adjust your position while the weight is held above you. That's where your disaster lies. All right, so having just established that, make sure you've established the curve in the back of the neck and the curve of the low back as well. So an easy curve there, slight corset around the center of the body, arms come up above the chest, the shoulders are wide. As you breathe in, open the arms out to the side, just as if you're going to touch the floor with the hands, and then change your mind, breathe out, bring it back up again. So breathing in to open, breathing out to close. If you don't get all the way down to the floor, it really doesn't matter. Just go as far as you can with good control. Keep those abdominals slightly engaged, protect that back. Just a little bit of an easy natural curve there. If you start to feel any compression, any discomfort in the back, then you probably need to look at your position. So stop what you're doing, reset and restart. So working here into those muscles that run in from the upper arm through the chest. So working into the muscles that sit across the chest here. Let's do 2 more. And then release. Bring it all the way down. Maybe give the hands a bit of a wiggle, give your shoulders a wiggle. Okay. I'm going to do a movement called pullover. So want to be sure that we keep our ribs down. We don't want to feel our ribs flare up at any point here. So once again, arms come up, shoulders stay wide. As you breathe out, you're going to take the arms back as if to touch the weights to the floor behind you. They may not necessarily touch the floor, and then bring the arms all the way up and bring them down to the side of the hips. Now I'm just going to move forward a little bit so you can see what we're doing. So I'll just reset myself. Okay, so arms go back as if to touch the floor, and then back up again. Still can't see my hands, but I think you know where we're going. So keep those abdominals drawn in. Just watch out as the arms go back that you don't start to lift your ribs, okay? So keep those ribs down. And again, don't have to touch the floor. Certainly don't have to touch the floor behind you. It might not work for your shoulders, so just work within the range of movement that you know you can work with good technique. You may feel a little work in the triceps at the backs of the arms here as well. I really, really love this exercise. My curve of my low back remains the same. The curve of my neck remains the same. The position of my ribs remains the same. So the only thing that's moving is my arms. And perhaps notice that one arm seems to move a little bit more freely, a little bit more easily, a little bit more fluidly than the other. That might be completely normal. Just make sure that you work again within the range that works for you. Let's do 3 more of these. Again, if you need to take a breather before I do, then that's fine. Or if you feel indeed that you want to do the whole thing all over again, then feel free by the time we get to the end of this to watch it all over again and do it a second time. And bring it all the way down. You could, of course, change the weight up or down for each exercise depending on how you feel and how strong you are. Good. Bring yourselves very carefully over to one side and up to seated. So, sitting in any leg position other than cross-legged and taking just one weight. So I'm going to take the weight into both hands. So hold my weight from each end. And then from here, I'm going to rotate, I'm going to touch the weight down, and I'm going to lift the weight up to the opposite corner. So I'm going diagonally, rotating from my ribs, keeping my pelvis nice and still as I go low to high, low to high. The movement isn't just coming from my arms, trying to turn my ribs as efficiently and effectively as I can. 3 more times. Down and up, down and up. One more time from low to high. Bring it all the way back down to center. Have a little shrug out. Make sure your neck's not tense. We're going to do exactly the same thing on the other side, going from low to high. So I'm going to turn, keep my pelvis pretty still, and from here I'm going from low to high, lifting all the way up. And again, you may find one side seems to just move a little bit more easily. Surprising how heavy the weight can get through the arms and the shoulders, even though we're really working on a lot of rotation. Keep lifting up, and again, just keeping that slight corset, that slight tensioning around the center of the body. Quite so mobile on this side, don't seem to turn quite as easily on this side. Let's do another 3. That's 1, 2, one more, 3. Oh, know about that one. And just give that a little shrug out. Okay, you're going to bring yourself around to kneeling. So from here, just take the right leg forward and just take a little lunge through. So you're almost dropping your weight onto your thigh, and you can lunge through to that back leg as well. You're going to take your right arm, pull it up in line with the body, left arm just on the floor. I'm resting on the weight, you could rest on the floor. Keep that spine long, so try not to round out. So keep that chest lifting, and from here, just extend that arm away. And you can see I'm bringing the weight to my shoulder and then moving the hand away without moving my upper arm. So pressing it back, tightening into those triceps, backs of the arms. And still keeping that weight lunging forward. I'm going to do another 4. That's 4. Tighten the back of the arm. 3, 2, 1. And release. Okay, so turn around. Changing sides, so I'm going to take my left leg forward this time. I'm going to lunge into it. You could do this sitting on a chair if you wanted to. You don't have to do this on the floor. And again, watch that rounding spine, lengthen the spine so there's a long, nice long line in the spine. The abdominal slightly drawn in. Elbow comes up to the side of the body, stays tucked in quite tight. Now from here, we just kick the elbow back, tightening the back of the arm as we do it. Do another 4 here, keeping that upper arm lifted. 4, 3, 2, 1. Lovely, that was good. And then bring it all the way back. Put those weights forward. You won't need these. We're going to take ourselves into a plank position to a pike position. There's 2 ways you can do this. You can either do a classic plank position where you come from the hands onto the toes. Now think about, when you do this, think about the position of your back. So it's really important when we do any of these elongated exercises that you keep your spine strong. So press away through the heels, lift the backs of the knees, just avoid sinking. You want to get that feeling of length in the spine that you would have in standing. And then from here with the hands nice and firm, as you breathe out, push back. Breathe in, pull forward to plank, be careful how low you go. Breathe out, pull back. Breathe in, pull forward. Breathe out, pull back. When you pull back, push away heavily through the heels of the hands. Try not to overarch the body. It's more of a downward dog if you're familiar with yoga. And press away, pressing back through the arms. Did say there was 2 ways of doing this. If you're not comfortable on the wrists, do this from the forearms instead. So you come to a forearm plank, exactly the same thing. And then from here, push back. Pull forward, be careful how low the hips go. Breathe out, pull back. Breathe in, pull forward. Breathe out, pull back. So this is really working around the shoulders. And we'll do another 4 of these. 4, 3, 2, and release. Bring it all the way down. Okay, so all you need to do now is either start it again, do it all over again if you fancy doing it again, if you feel you want an extra bit of workout, just repeat it, or spend a few moments now doing a few stretches just to work through the backs of the arms, that spine, just do a few stretches to finish off with, and there you go, your upper body workout is done for today. Take care, see you soon, bye bye.